So with all these advancements, we need to advance. We just can't go in and out. There's some brilliant men in the room, and we've seen them do it. They can do anything with the metal. But for us, certainly for me as an ordinary technician, I need advancements. I need something that makes me feel that I could get to this man's level, on these 2 days level. So I need to keep on trying new things and come to these seminars to keep up to speed with what's going to happen. Because if we don't, you're going to end up a bad technician. There's nobody here a bad technician. Everybody's investing in themselves to come to these seminars. It's cost you a lot of money. It's cost us a huge amount of money to present this. This is a give to you people. This is a game that we're playing to help you along and help ourselves. Damages now, because of the high tensile steel, the panel now, instead of going in and a kink in it, will have more crowns. And I was speaking to some of the guys this morning. Who knows what a crown is? A crown. You know what a crown is? Does anybody else know what a crown is? If I ask you...
You not stop at a certain area,
yes.
You want to go up. It's pressure.
It's pressure.
It's pressure lock.
Yeah. And how do you repair that pressure?
Into removing the lower part and knocking down the nice wire. Just have a little bit of force in the lower part.
Yes.
So, if a PDR does, you can do this first the pushing, then the knocking down the crown. Sometimes I go for the crown first. So it depends on the situation.
Everyone.
Reaction. Does it work?
Yes. Why is mic not working?
Hello.
No. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So who else would like to volunteer a description of crime?
It's a wave of the impact frozen in time. So an impact comes and the metal moves and then it stops at a certain point.
And you have now sort of told us how the crown was formed. So it's a movement of metal in a direction and you have an opposite effect. Is there different types of crowns?
Yeah.
Did any of you here tell of a rebound crown?
Maybe the one that stops at the edge and comes back.
This isn't even a thing, but we're going to make it a thing. We're going to talk about crowns. For me, and I'm just simple-minded here, but I'm just trying to put something else into the industry that people can start and realise what they're up against. If you're talking about a crown, absolutely right. A crown is within, it's like a picture frame. The outside of the picture frame itself is solid. If you push the metal down, that is known as yield. The metal has gone down and it has stopped because the picture frame is held. Yield allows the metal to come back up again. Now, let's do that. That's yield. A rebound crown. I'm going to show you a wee. I think that's the light, John. If this is a door skin, or a panel skin, whatever type. That's your skin in the factory. Sheet of steel comes in through the door, onto the big stamping machine, that's the way panels are formed. The big machine comes down and goes boom, 100 ton, and it forms that panel. That panel has a shape, but it's still flimsy. The return edges for the door skin or the panel skin, it's always moved around, are then fixed to, as Jonathan said, the chassis of the door. So this is your chassis of the door. So the skin is then onto the panel. We take it. And that forms your panel. Now that's stronger. Still flexible, but stronger. If you have a passenger vehicle, nowadays you have compound curves. A compound curve is a curve in the metal going this way, which, if pushed in, you have a bar effect, resists the pressure. So it's like that. So there's your panel. If that panel was flat, you do that. If that panel has a curve on it, you do that. You have resistance. Your resistance now comes from the skin folded onto this, which is your inner edges. This now is where your strength is, accompanied by braces inside. And when you have another brace going on the metal here, two bits of metal, it's called a bi-metal bond. The two metals are bonded together. Now, if I put another skin inside that, it will strengthen that panel up massively. This is why the French went and they put thinner panels. It was lighter, it had smaller engines, and their vehicle could travel 50 miles to the gallon. They put a brace in. That's when the brace is. There's a vehicle here, there's a brace there. Who wants to fix a dent there? Nobody, but that's what we're up against. So that's our panel. If you have a commercial vehicle like a Sprinter van doesn't have panels like this. It has panels like that, flat-sided panels. There's more bracing. Nobody wants to fix a van because of the bracing. That's why the bracing's there. Now we're starting to know what we're up against in a repair. The panel van does that. The passenger vehicle does that. That's why a van is horrible to fix. If you have a Sprinter van and the back sliding door is typically pushed in here by them sliding the door closed. The way I repair that, your door's open, disconnect the back slide, so you have two hinged bands here. Disconnect your back slide, pull it back, drop out your lock, put a trolley jack here, lift the door, put it on the trolley jack, and that door will come around to here. Then you can work in here. It's just, it makes it handier. This piece here is a flat people have pushed in. It stays in. The first place to repair that damage, if they're horrible to fix, you could pick 1,000 times around that. But the place that is damaged is here. The skin's not damaged. The skin wants to do that. It can't do that because this, when this went in, and this went down. So your handy way to fix that, open your door, take your lock out, this top edge, this edge here, where it comes in and onto the side panel. Push up there, or glue up there on that wee shelf. Glue that up. What will that do? That will do that. The most damaged part of this panel isn't the outer skin, it's this leg here. If you can reconstitute that by pushing up there, the panel will stay myself. And this is where I think we need to start thinking more, not pushing out, but pushing the lateral tension. Now, lateral tension means sideways, a sideways force. But say we have a lateral tension on this, pulling here and here, sideways. That sideways, that sideways, that sideways, that sideways, that sideways. Sideways is all around that panel. If you have your passenger vehicle, your panel sitting like this, count how many movements this has to do to get dented. It's sitting out, we're going to call that a right angle. I know it's not, it's off. But that represents the inside structure of the door. There could be 1, 2, 3, 4 steps in it. That represents the inside structure. So something impacts the panel. I'm going to hold it like this. Bump. Watch the edges, they're coming in. They're going out. But they're coming in, they're staying. For this panel to be repaired, those edges must move twice. So there's the in, we put lateral tension on. From here to here is, we're going to call it 1 metre. It's now 900 millimetres, it's not, there's only a margin of shortening, but the panel's shortened. The edges, the right angle edges, we're going to call them right angles, have moved in now to 94 degrees, whatever it would be. So they're going past where they should be. For them to be repaired, you have to bring them far enough out for settlement. So if I push that in there, and I push up just to right angle, it's going to sit flat. So we need to, as you know, bend the metal past the point of bend, so that metal is now in. It needs to come there. And now when you pull up, it has to go back in again to hold the structure back in the door. So if I'm repairing a door and have it off, have tension on, and if I was to say to you, there's a heat gun, where do you want to heat the panel? Could anybody offer an opinion on where you would heat the panel? So you want to heat the panel?
Heat the frame.
Heat the frame, that's right. You can heat here. And once you heat there, you will start and you'll see a haze of condensation. You go past condensation, you'll see water droplets. It's where the atmosphere goes back into a dew point and this water starts running. If so, you think this is great, I'm going to heat this more. And you get the mist up, and then you get the droplets up, and you wipe them off, and they're wet on the back of your hand. But if you continue to heat that heat now turns in and starts and opens up that panel. That panel starts and thermally expands. So the other day when we were doing the operation with the chasing in the dent, you could, and there's boys do it, mates of mine in New Zealand, Shane Griffin, he'll start down here, and the dent's up here, and he'll go down here, and he'll look for what's around here, that shallow low, and he'll heat that, and that'll thermally expand and rise a wave, and he'll push that wave on, and that wave will lift that dent up, boom, it should come out. But that's where the whole thing needs to go, that's the level it needs to go to. This, I shouldn't be fixing it, but that's what I have to fix. I'm a professional dent man. Professional only means that's how I get my living. A poor living fixing this doesn't matter. I love it. But that there, nobody else wants to fix that. I love fixing that. To experiment, to do all things. Crowns. A rebound crown. I talk about a rebound crown. For me, this one here is a rebound crown. For me, this one here is a pushed crown. Two crowns. But if we go down into the depths of it, that crown there happened when that got impacted. That impacted there. It went the panel went in. It more than likely moved stuff here. But it went past its point of yield. Now with the bit that springs out, it went past it and it came out again. When it came out, I'll have to show you the next video. This one here was glanced by a car here. That movement hit here and didn't create a crown. It pushed a crown. It pushed that panel up like that. It pushed it forward. So, show you the next slide. Rebound crown. This is a vehicle with a crash test dummy. The crash test dummy is going to represent the rebounding of the crown. The car, we're going to say, is traveling at 60 miles an hour. And I want you to visualize that the front of the vehicle is where I put my foot. So there's another car coming the other way, and that's where the head-on collision happens. The head-on collision is the center of this dent. The crash test dummy, the vehicle will be, I'll just play it. I think. Look, what happened? The vehicle was traveling, we're going to call it 60 miles an hour. 60 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour. Hit the point. The vehicle slowed down dramatically 60, 58, 57, 56, 54. The back of the car was still coming 60 miles an hour. That represents the dent going in. The edge of the door is the back of the car, and it's coming forward. So it's coming forward with weight. It's coming forward. The dent goes in and elastifies and comes back out. But the crash test dummy, he comes back. So he's going 60 miles an hour. He does that, and he comes back. And his head is the rebounding crown. This metal is travelling in, bump, and coming out again, meeting this metal going forward. And that can't happen. You're compacting the metal from the edge of the dent to the edge of the door. The edge of the door is stronger, the metal rebounds and puts a buckle. So, just to recap on that, if I can play that again. So, anyhow, crown buckle demonstration theory cloth.